way to eat a cinnamon in a row.
Yo, what the food is that? What am I looking at? It looks like a double-double douche was dropped inside your mac and cheese dishes. Please don't be putting all those beans on my pizza and lasagna. Got me begging on my knees. Yo, what the food is that? A deep-fried heart attack. Type 2 diabetes on a stick with candy-coated double chin setting in. What you gonna do when your poor little cankles can no longer support you? Smells like cholesterol and shame up in here. Man, it's rancid. Is that boiled pig feet? I'm gonna be sick. Hail and welcome to What the Food Dog Days. I've found the worst hot dogs that I could possibly imagine, or at least some of them. We've seen some pretty bad ones in the past, but tonight really takes it, ladies and gentlemen. It really does. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed for more What the Food stuff. But before we get into the madness, let's say hello to the chat. We've got Vince Womack. He says, greetings and salutations. Greetings, good sir. I hope you brought your appetite with you so I can take it away. Because as I always like to say, if you're watching this while you're eating or getting ready to eat, you've made poor life choices. But that's on you, not me. Vince Womack also says, wonder how many food items today will come from Asia. Well, it's not that kind of dog, bro. Gosh. Goodness gracious. He also says, not on Rumble today. Joe's Atmosphere said last stream he had problems with multi-streaming to Rumble. I'm not on Rumble today because I'm trying to figure out the proper way to play the algorithm between the two streaming sites. So I'm going to do one show live here, so it'll be What the Food live on YouTube, and then uploaded to Rumble after the fact. And then it'll be the video game streams live on Rumble and uploaded to YouTube after the fact. So I can get both live streams and video uploads on both platforms, and hopefully the prospective algorithms or whatever will be favorable. We'll see. I don't know. I'm still kind of new at this game. I've only been doing it for 5 years. So, yeah. Like, literally, we just passed 5 years here on YouTube. So, thank you all for joining us. Also joining us in the chat is Christian Delorme. Hello, my good friend. Yes, if you go check out What the Food Is That, the music video, full version song of the intro you saw, you'll see Christian's lovely face with his boiled pig feet and whatnot. It's pig feet stew with pork meatballs. Yeah, which can also be found in What the Food's previous installments. Yeah. And he's going to get his barf bag. That's right. You better get it, because it's not a party till the wieners come out, according to Wiener Schnitzel. Yeah. I want this hat. I don't know where to get this hat, but I want this hat. Because it's not a party till the wieners come out. Because that's what it's all about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The wieners coming out. Yeah. Yeah. Ew. Yeah, the weenies are coming. And hail to It's Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs. She says, hi, listening while I'm giving my dog a bath. Well, thank you for joining us, Courtney, and have fun washing your puppers there. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you can see some of the things that we're doing tonight, that we're going to see tonight, because it's a lot. Okay, so she's AFK. She's away from her keyboard. That's totally fine, as long as you can see the nightmares that are about to unfold. Anyone who has ever worked in a gas station and had to deal with hot dogs at a gas station probably knows what's going on here. But I think it's just best if we take a look and see how it goes, right? Yes, there's the world famous hot dog grill at any major gas station or truck stop, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, yeah, look at that weenie go. Yeah, it just wants to escape. It just like it doesn't want to be there. She's showing some extreme proficiency in handling the wiener. Um, oh, look at that. Look at that. See, it's just elevating itself to a whole new existence, and she just keeps dragging it back down. Would you look at that? Man, gosh. Vince says now we can talk behind her back and she will never know. Talking about Courtney. Yeah, it's too bad I read almost every single chat, so she'll know. Yeah. Like, look at this weenie wiggle. I mean, you know what? Hail to Diablo Dame, who says poltergeist. Yes. Uh, the Polish sausage poltergeist right here. Um, yeah, eat the worm, lady. It'll stop wiggling around. I know exactly why it's doing that, by the way. Yeah. It's because it can gain traction on things, which means it's dirty and old. Yeah. Vince Womack says, I can understand that wiener trying to get away. Yeah, I bet you can. It doesn't want to be that close to other wieners. Seems kind of gay, but you know. Okay. Look at that weenie crawl. Yep. And of course, this is what they usually wind up looking like at an American gas station. In case you've never had an American gas station hot dog, this is what they usually wind up looking like after about 15, 20 minutes. You know, I really hope you guys enjoy tonight's food selection because this is just the beginning. All right, glazed, yummy, sweet, delicious, savory gas station hot dogs. They're not all gas station hot dogs. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't be that tacky. There are so many other horrible, horrible things to see tonight. Vince Womack says, are those cobwebs? No, sir, that's grease. That's grease from an uncleaned roller grill, which is why they do this. That's exactly why they move around like this. You know what I mean? Look at that weenie wobble. And it's because they're covered in things like that. Hail to the Basco scenario. What's up? Love the new avatar you got there, bro. That's awesome. I like it a lot. It's nice. Aha! It's more attractive than these weenies. Tell you that much. You like a good glazed gas station weenie, Basco? I bet you do. That's what they do in the hangout. They let the weenies just like glaze themselves. Man, there's going to be so many penis jokes tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You don't even know. This is just the beginning. Hail to Brian McCann. He says, hot dogs. Yes, sir. And do I have a selection for y'all tonight? And of course that is a... Vince Womack says, I'm glad we don't have gas station hot dogs. Yes, the other parts of the world can't possibly have any terrible types of hot dogs, right? Well, I'm going to challenge that concept with here is a Japanese staple in the world of hot dogs. Yes. Boom. The big black weenie. Yeah. The big black weenie. Is this a rotate button? Yep. We're going to rotate the weenie. And we're going to zoom in. Like, okay, this is a standard hot dog in Japan, more or less. They do the black hot dogs. This is what they like. Christian Delorme's Vinyl Revival says, will we get to see how the wiener gets made? No. If you want to know how the wiener gets made, I suggest you watch some biology videos. Yes, indeed. Vince Womack says, all our hot dogs are delicious. That really depends on who, on how. You know, because a person can ruin almost anything. Trust me. Brian McCann says, buy a hot dog cooker for the home. I did. It's great. Steam cooking. Steam cooking is definitely advisable in comparison to the rollerball shit that you see going on with the hot dogs at the beginning of this stream. All right. Yeah. And if this biggest blackest weenie isn't enough for you, I've got two more here for you of the yeah. Of the gigantic, biggest, blackest sausage you could ever find in your life. Who doesn't love the big black sausage? That's right. Vince Womack says it only looks bigger because they are petite people. I got news for you, bro. That's a white dude's hand, so that's a big weenie that he's holding. And yeah, here's a pair of them. Yummy. Tasty. I don't know if I would eat this. Would you guys eat a black weenie hot dog thing? Would you eat these black weenie hot dogs? Would you eat these black weenie hot dogs? Look at them roll around. Oh my gosh, there's no good angle for these weenies to come in at. Like, seriously, would you guys? Would you eat the black hot dogs from Japan? It looks like relish. Some kind of crunchy, like probably wonton stuff, or maybe some onion. I don't know. Brian McCann says, poor Abunas. They caught him. Yeah. Man. If apparently black people should be way more popular. Black men should be way more popular in Asia. But unfortunately, they're just grossly misrepresented by those prank YouTuber guys that are just douchebags. Just saying. So, that is a huge reason Asians don't really care for. Anyway, so here's an American take on the black hot dog. This one's black because it's overcooked, and yeah, I don't think any level of barbecue sauce or any level of ketchup or anything else could possibly salvage these hot dogs. I do know some people that like a good roasted black dog, but yeah. Yeah, overcooking meat is a crime in and of itself. Vince Womack says, nope, looks like they left out too long. Left out too long. They were left out too long. Yeah, it does kind of look like it went bad, doesn't it? But, I mean, I wonder if this turns your mouth black. This one might, depending on if you still have the charcoal on it or not. But this one, like, is this black dye? I'm pretty sure they dye the meat and the buns black. So that means it'd be like that gum. Yeah. Brian McCann says most real Orient Asians are extremely very racist too. Yeah, I know. The whole world is racist in one way or another. I don't see why we're in such a big tizzy about it. Anyway, yeah. Would you eat these burnt hot dogs? Like by choice? Vince Womack, would you eat these burnt hot dogs by choice? Vince Womack says, I believe it's squid ink or something for the black hot dogs. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised by that at all. Would you eat this charred hot dog, Vince? Being the picky non-American that you are. Would you eat this lovely black sausage right here? Like, look at that texture. Look at the texture. So tasty. Yum, yum, yum. Brian McCann says, burnt hot dogs? No. Vince Womack says, rather the burned ones than the black ones. That's fair. That's fair, especially if it is squid ink. You know? Like, nah. But, you know, if it is squid ink, it would be a perfect pairing for this guy. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the calamari dog with what looks like mustard and whatever else that is. Vince says the black ones look like they're going to rob you. Wow, Vince. Gosh. Like, I do have some questions. Like, how exactly is this constructed here? Like, there's no way that this right here is, like, they didn't put the whole, like, octopus on there, did they? Like, did they put the whole octopus on here? Why would they do that? Like, and is that tomato? I could pretend that's tomato, but my brain's telling me that the likelihood of that being tomato is pretty slim. And then, like, these guys look like maybe undercooked pork of some kind, but not sure. Not sure. Let's take a look at that. Look, that somebody put blooper on a hot dog. Brian McCann says squid ink does have toxins in it. Gives you a high. Well, no thank you. I thought chasing the dragon was bad. Now they're like, bleh. Can't be a very good high, or else it'd be way more popular. Squid dog. Yeah, squid dog. Hot dog a la calamari. Yummy. Vince Womack shares a link and he says, these look more like the hot dogs we get in Europe. All right, well, I'm going to have to check that out here in a second. Yep, we're just going to swap some things around here. Let's click on that. Let's bring it over here. These are the hot dogs in Europe. You know, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. I mean, they're probably like all beef. They're probably like tasty. Yeah. Nothing special, he says. There's no such thing as a nothing special delicious hot dog. If it's delicious, it's perfect. Yeah. Brian McCann says the ink turns your mouth black for days. It's why it's not more popular. Ah, speaking from personal experience, I see. Nice. Vince Womack says pork, not beef. I do like a good pork hot dog. I won't lie. The only time I'll really go for a chicken dog, though, is if it's in a corn dog. Brian McCann says European hot dogs are canned. It really depends on the part of Europe you're in. Because if you're in England, you get something like this. These are beans on a hot dog. And I know those are Bush's baked beans, so this is an American hot dog, obviously, but it's got beans on it, so it qualifies as British food. European, UK food, whatever you want to call it. Those people over across the pond that put beans on everything. Everything! Like, these are definitely Bush's baked beans of some kind. Because they actually look appetizing. Beans on... And I would eat this. Beans and Frank is actually a, like, traditional American thing. So this one doesn't actually offend me as much as some of the other ones we're going to see soon. Vince Womack says, blaspheme! They should be Heinz baked beans. Yes, indeed. Brian McCann says, hot dogs come in cans. UK hot dogs come in cans, though, like Vienna sausage, but bigger. I like Vienna sausages, and so I might not be opposed to that idea either. We're getting into areas where it's like, yeah, I'd eat that. I would eat that. I would absolutely eat that. I love hot dogs. I love hot dogs. I really do. But I don't know if I could eat the black hot dog from Japan. You know, these hot dogs, I would get down on this. I would. And the entire time I'm eating it, my wife would either be in another room or she would just be staring at me in like horrified disgust. But I would eat this. I would. I'd totally eat that. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, I need to... We are on this one here. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Brian McCann says, I'm not saying it's bad, just canned. Yeah, I like... Some canned meats are good. I'm not gonna lie. Vince Womack says sausages out of a jar are disgusting. Yeah, well, I'm an American. I will literally shove whatever into my gob. Yeah. Uh, Brian McCann says, Corey, canned hot dogs don't spoil quickly. Plastic package spoil fast. This is true. This is true, especially when you get into like long-term storage. Your can of Vienna sausages is going to last longer than your package of ballpark franks. You know what I mean? But I digress to the rest of our crimes against humanity for the night. Brian McCann says, Big John red pickled sausage, yummy with beer. I'll take your word for it, sir. Let's get into this nightmare, shall we? Yeah. Look at her play with that weenie. And then she cuts it off. Oh my gosh. And then a bunch of Hormel chili. So far, this isn't actually seemed that bad, right? But then she just keeps going. And she keeps adding stuff. And adding stuff. You see, she's and then adding stuff. Like, yes, once this, then there's the bacon bits. But once this cooks down a little bit, I'm sure it'll be great, right? She says it's her husband's new favorite meal. And there it is. There's a reason his chin looks like that, just saying. Brian McCann says, you need Nick Weiser here for the jokes. Well, I would love to have Nick Weiser here, but he's usually working at the moment. Here it comes from Vince Womack. He says, chili and ketchup and corn and way too much. Yes. Yes, indeed. Let's just set that on loop and let it run, shall we? I mean, she loads empty shells with weenies and cheese, alternating, not both in the same. And then she cuts the tip off, just the tip. You know, she's like, this is for my ancestor Lorena. And then the corn and the onions and the ketchup and the mustard and like, and then American cheese, sliced singles of American cheese. Hopefully it's Kraft. And then she uses the crappy Lucerne cheese, pre-shredded, mixed, and then the bacon bits. What like, yep. And then she throws it on there and she cooks it for a long time. And then they come back and they go, oh, look at that. It's gonna be delicious. Never mind what the doctor said. Just eat all you want. Who cares if you end up dead? I mean, come on. Like, she's like, oh my gosh. Like, You can tell this is totally staged. Like, oh yeah, this is so good. I need to go binge after, like, I need to go purge after this is what I meant to say. Look at that. She's just like, this is like, oh my gosh. That's why I feel bad for her husband. Like, he's doing that so she won't do that to him. You know what I mean? Brian McCann says, circumcised hot dogs. Yep. Yep, it's a fully kosher meal, apparently. Man. What? She could at least use real cheeses. Like, don't get me wrong, I like an American cheese when it's on a grilled cheese sandwich or something, but like that level of that's too much. Vince Womack says your theme song for the stream should have been Eat It from Weird Al. Yes, I'd love to do that, except for the fact that this is YouTube. Yeah. How about that? So I wrote my own theme song. So, suck it. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's enough of this horrific wiener circumcision nightmare stuff. All right. Now, we've seen hot dogs that are American. We've seen hot dogs that are Japanese. The following is someone's interpretation of hybridizing that. Let's just take a look at the base ingredients. shall we? Yes, so we start with the seaweed wrap, white sticky rice. I'm just going to call it surimi sauce or cheese and move on because I have no idea what that is. And then there's a hot dog, right? What's the matter, babe? You've barely even touched your hot dog sushi roll. It's not even cheddarwurst. If it was cheddarwurst, we could at least eat it. But this isn't even the cheddarwurst. This is just a crappy American hot dog that's been slapped inside of the rice and the seaweed wrap. Yeah, it is. It is so bad. Look at what they did here. Like seriously though. Uh. And there you go, Vince Womack. So far, not too bad. Hot dog sushi. Really? Vince, you surprise me. Because you have had this air of superiority through this entire show about hot dogs, and now you just proved yourself to have trash standards. I'm judging you, Vince. You should be crying right now because of how much I'm judging you. He says, I've had worse weenies. I bet you have. Moving on. Hey. Brian McCann says, question, Corey, Heartbreak Ridge, your quick opinion on the film, Clint Eastwood, Mario Van Peebles. I haven't watched that one. I haven't seen that one, actually. That's my quick opinion on the film. I haven't actually had an opportunity to watch that, like, because it got lost in the shuffle of things. So I need to check that out. Yeah, he says, oh, hail to John Edgar. What's up, buddy? He says, hail, Corey. Greetings, chat. Just got off work. I assure you this food abomination is easier on the brain than the people I've dealt with at work today. I know how that is. Unfortunately for you, dear John, as the letter states, ooh, Vince says it's free on Tubi TV. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I do have access to Tubi. I'll Google where it is. Like I have been meaning to watch Heartbreak Ridge. Honestly, like it's been on my watch list for a long time in a lot of different ways. Ever since it was paper, the watch list was paper. You know. But anyway, we're talking about hot dog abominations, and John Edgar says that this is a lot easier on the brain than a lot of the people he's dealt with at work today. Well, sir, let's see how you feel about this one. Okay. Ooh, Brian McCann says it's on Prime too. All right. I will have to check that out because I do have Prime. Yeah, so in case you're wondering what we're looking at here, we'll start from the bottom. This is a half a Twinkie. That appears to be an uncooked hot dog. And this is Cheese Whiz, the Leaning Tower of Cheese. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, there you go. John Edgar says, whoa, what new horror is this? What the food is that? Brian McCann says, Twinkie hot dog. Yummy. Yeah. It's really the spray cheese that gives it its twangy zing that everybody's really looking for in a good hot dog. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this would go really well with a nice port or perhaps a dessert wine. You know, a nice rosé or something along those lines. Who knows? Who knows? This is clearly an elegant person's meal. All right. Vince Womack says, see, this abomination I wouldn't get close to. Whatever, you would eat this. You've had worse, right? Vince, I've had worse. That's what he said. That's what he said. I had worse. But he won't go near this one. So there's a line somewhere between the sushi hot dog and the Twinkie spray cheese dog that he won't cross. All right, somewhere in between the hot dog sushi rolls and the Twinkie cheese whip, uh, hot dog. He just draws the line somewhere. I mean, what is that about? How can you possibly draw the line between those two? He says, nope. Why not, Vince? But Brian McCann, I've been trying not to say your name the whole time. He says it's a Bud Light special. Yes. Yes, indeed. John Edgar says someone very, very high came up with this. I can't argue with that at all. I've never come up with something this abominable, though, in all my years of doing what I do. Like, man, that is so bad. You know you want the Cheese Whiz Twinkie dog. Mm. Now we'll get into something slightly more palatable. Vince Womack says, two errors on that one. Twinkie and spray cheese. Oh, shut up. You know you love both of those things in your mouth hole at one time, especially with a weenie in betweeny. Yes. Brian McCann says, high or very, very drunk. John Edgar says, or pregnant. Yes, you're both not wrong. You're both not wrong. I've always been of the mind that if you can eat one thing for breakfast, you can eat it for any time of the day. So if you can eat anything for dinner, it works for breakfast as well. This is technically a breakfast sandwich. Technically not. This is my version of a BLT, if you will. You get rid of the tomatoes and boom, slap in a hot dog and you're good to go. So I would actually eat the crap out of this, except for the mustard, probably. I'd probably do away with the mustard. I'd keep the sweet relish that's up here and the cheese, but not the mustard. I'd swap that out with some barbecue sauce myself. Make sure that's some pepper jack cheese up here, and it's got to be sweet relish, but not. It can't be that crappy, like overly sweet relish. It can't be. And then Vince Womack says Twinkies are pure chemistry. Yeah, they scienced the hell out of that treat, and it cost lives. It really did. At least in the long term. Battle against obesity. Yeah, so I would eat this. Yeah. See? Brian gets it. Hot dogs are sandwiches. Yes, they are. They are indeed. John Edgar says, yeah, this isn't so bad. It has potential, right? I would get down on this. I would. I would throw down on this bacon hot dog sandwich thing because that even, yeah, I would get down on that right now. I would. Brian McCann says, corn dogs are the universal festival food. I love corn dogs. And I feel bad for every person who's never had a chance to eat a corn dog, especially a good corn dog. And while we're on the subject of breakfast, I'd get down on that too. You know, it's a hot dog. Hail. He says, Bush McFadden says, hail, about to eat. Here's a like. Yeah, you can come back and check out the abominations that go against everything you are as a chef, Bush, after you're done eating. Because, yeah, no poor life choices over here. Vince Womack says you can't beat a delicious breakfast taco. Dang right. Bush McFadden says still would. Yes, I would eat this too. And yes. Tasty. Because, who doesn't love eggs, bacon, hash browns, hot dogs, and, I'm trying to figure, I don't know if this is chili or what this is exactly, but, I mean, I would get down on this. Yeah. Bush says he's waiting for his pork chops to finish. Very nice. That sounds delicious. We slow cooked some pork chops and turned it into pulled pork the other day. That was really good. We used that Wild Buff, barbecue sauce, just the smoke flavor. Well, we used smoke, tropical, and fire, but it was super tasty. Super, super tasty. Pork chops are good. Yeah, John Edgar says, this isn't that bad either. Yeah. And you have to be asking yourself, why I'm padding the transition here, right? Because we're almost halfway through our pictures. But, Brian McCann says, hot dogs are sausage. It's morning food. That's right. It's anytime food, in my opinion. Yes, indeed. I would eat the crap out of this. I would. I would eat that. It'd be delicious. And, you know, even the next one I wouldn't go against. This is poutine hot dog. In case you don't know what poutine is, it's basically French fries with brown gravy. Uh, yeah. Vince Womack jumped the gun. He said, get your barf bags ready. This is just a poutine hot dog, bro. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. All right. Brian McCann says, hot dogs and pancakes. I'd prefer a traditional sausage, but, you know, wouldn't be bad. Ooh, hail to Martin Hedgecoke. What's up? He says poutine is delicious. I'd try it. Yes. Yes, I would eat that too. Is this the one? Yep, this is it. Yep. 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 John Edgar says I'd give that a go. Swedish people. If you can tell me what's on this hot dog, I'll say good job. It's very unassuming at first if you're just like looking at it. You know, you're just like, oh, well, that's just a regular hot dog, right? And then the reality, the Swedish reality, really starts to set in here. Martin Hedgecoke says cheese and ketchup. Brian McCann says ketchup and cheese. Vince says slice of cheese. Well, you're right. That is a slice of cheese. Martin Hedgecoke says, oh no. Do you think you have the Swedish secret figured out here? Do ya? John Edgar says American cheese and chili sauce. No. That, ladies and gentlemen, is grape jelly. Or red plum? Yeah. That's red plum jelly on a hot dog. Some of you might not find that as shocking as I do, but in my opinion, that's really gross. Yeah, that's red plum. Martin says, oh, that's not bad at all. No, never. Not on a hot dog. Brian McCann says, red plum. Yummy. Yeah, you guys are fucking weird. I'm sorry. What the food is wrong with you people? You can't eat jelly on a hot dog. Yeah, see, he gets it. John Edgar's like, oh, good lord. Oh, lord. I'm going puke. Yeah, you can't put red... Brian McCann says, I've had that. It's good. You are a man who is well-traveled. Vince Womack says, my head went to English brown sauce. Are you still thinking about that poutine? It's typically like brown pork gravy or brown beef gravy. It's typically pretty good. You should try it sometime. Here you go. Everybody loves pickles on their hot dog, right? Right? I mean, that's a normal pairing, right? Brian McCann says, well traveled, I'm just a fat man. Well, I didn't want to say anything, but you know. When you're willing to eat like that, I guess it's unavoidable. Maybe I should eat like that so I can put on some weight finally, huh? Like, geez. Like, pickled relish on a hot dog is one thing, but a whole hot dog inside of a pickle with... I'm going to assume this is mayonnaise. Vince Womack says, no media. Brown sauce. All right, well, now we have to see what he's talking about here. And then he corrected himself saying sauce, but I'm sorry, once it's... HP sauce. Yeah. HP sauce. John Edgar says, now this is weird. Is that mayo? I'm going to assume it's mayo. Brian McCann says, Corey, if you want to gain weight healthily, meat and cheese. Brian, I should take this time to explain something real quick. If a food thing exists, I gobble it down. And in large, very large quantities. All right. My 80% of my diet is meat and cheese, and I eat a lot of carbs, and I eat a lot of all kinds of stuff that should make me fat. But unfortunately, I got one of those metabolisms that just it doesn't happen. I didn't get the genes from my family that would make me 400 pounds. Just saying. Brian McCann says, HP sauce. Ew. Yeah. Here you go. There you go. Yeah, Diablo Dame says, I think it looks like cream cheese. Does that make it better for you? Diablo Dame. Cream cheese pickle hot dog? It's a hot dog inside of a pickle bun with cream cheese. Yeah, that totally makes it better, right? Totally makes it better. Vince says, yes, just think it's mayo. Heavy quotes on that one. Yeah. Yeah. Or it could be cream cheese. And Diablo Dame says no. No, it doesn't make it better. How about that? Brian McCann says, you have a very high metabolism. Yes, yes, I do. It is unfortunate. John Edgar says, this is just messed up. Oh, come on. It's just a pickle dog. Dog pickle. Brian McCann says, hot dog with wasabi is great. I hate wasabi. I just can't. Wasabi, I can't. Ew. It's icky. And for those of you who can't get enough of the wieners and think you can take two at once, here's the kielbasa special. Yeah. There's nothing inherently wrong with this other than how you would actually eat that without cutting the center here. You know, you'd have to double team that Lady in the Tramp style. John Edgar says, I don't know whether to feel sorry for the hot dog or the pickle. Just feel sorry that it exists. Yes, indeed. Vince Womack is laughing his ass off. Brian McCann says, cut it. He wants to cut the double-sided. He doesn't want to go Lady and the Tramp with somebody else on the double-sided wiener over here. He just wants it cut. Yeah, so he can eat both. So he can take two of them separately. He says, cut it and make a third hot dog. He wants 3 weenies, ladies and gentlemen. After, of course, having been dissembled from the larger double-sided kielbasa weenie. Take 2 at once. Like, John Edgar says, that's a big wiener. Yeah, that's what she said. Like from here, it just looks like 2 separate hot dogs. From here, I'm getting some real Requiem of a Dream thing going on. Vince says no double dong for Brian. Nope, he wants a triple dong. He wants the triple dog. Sorry, triple dog. He wants to triple dog that. Yes, sir. Double dong dog. No double dong dog for Brian. He doesn't want the Requiem of a Dream over here. That's too sad. And of course, you know, moving right along, just not to lose momentum, of course. Hot dogs can be topped with literally anything. And, you know, some of them are mild, like the one we're about to see now. And some of them are fairly extensive in their preparation, if you will. This one's not too bad, like I said. This is something me and Martin would probably get down on. Just as a sitting there playing cards and having a good time kind of meal. This is some hamburger helper, which I personally despise. I don't like hamburger helper myself. And a hot dog. I've done this on numerous occasions with all kinds of different things. I load those hot dogs up with, like, all kinds of different stuff. This would have to be my homemade stuff with the Wagyu beef, though. I'm spoiled like that. I need the Wagyu beef. But yeah, this one's not so bad. Like, I would get down on some mac and cheese on a hot dog, because you can put a ketchup on both, and it would be delicious. And yes, I'm one of those weird-ass people. I'm one of those weird-ass people that likes ketchup on his mac and cheese. I do. I do indeed. Vince Womack says Corey would go down on a wiener. You're damn right. That wiener would get totally, like, demolished. Demolish that wiener. That's right. Demolish that wiener. Everybody wants to demolish the wiener. Vince Womack says just no. Yeah, whatever. So now we've further established that the line has been drawn after hot dog sushi rolls, but before hamburger helper on a hot dog. Interesting. John Edgar says agreed. That one isn't so bad. That's late night poker game food for sure with a cold beer. Yeah, I'm sure most people would agree with that. Honestly. Now, this one should offend my European friends, at least a little bit. All right, it starts off innocently enough. Starts off perfectly innocent. You know, they cut some hot dogs in half. Sweet. They're not high quality hot dogs, as you can tell. They didn't use a sharp knife by any means, by the damage from those cuts. But, you know, then they load them up with some potatoes. And then they cover that in cheese. And then they cook it. And then they call it shepherd's pie. I'm just going to take a minute to say that this person is an asshole. This is not shepherd's pie. You calling this shepherd's pie is an affront to all the effort that goes into making shepherd's pie. Thank you very much. I make the best shepherd's pie in the entire universe. Cottage pie, I should say, because I don't use lamb. I use beef. But still, Vince Womack thinks that this is a proper shepherd's pie, though, right? Like, this is a proper shepherd's pie for... Yeah, see, he says yes to the food, no to the naming. You don't think this is a shepherd's pie? This doesn't count as a shepherd's pie. It's just a hot dog base with mashed potatoes, chivy mashed potatoes, and like pre-shredded mixed cheese on here. I mean, come on. Diablo Dame says, where's the carrots and peas? I don't know. Maybe they don't like it. Vince says, no. Yes, you would. Everyone knows that, and now everyone's established that Vince Womack is a liar because we know he would eat this. If you're willing to eat hot dog sushi rolls, why would you not be willing to eat this, Vince? He says yes to the food, but then he says no. Yeah, this is shepherd's pie. Because someone on the internet said so. Went too far. Start with slicing the hot dogs in half. Then you cover them in instant mashed potatoes with chivy stuff. Then you cover it in cheese. Then you bake it for 400 years. And then you eat it as shepherd's pie. I would eat it, but it's not cottage pie. Oh, come on. Come on, it's semantics, bro. What if they minced and shredded the hot dogs first? What if they ground up the hot dogs back into a mushy meat paste and then covered it in this stuff? Would that count as a cottage pie? Or is it just the fact that they basically used whole hot dogs? Vince. Ryan McCann asks, is comics on tonight at 10? He should be. He should be. It is Thursday. Thursday Night Throwdown, you know. Vince says, still not cottage pie. Fine. It's not cottage pie. I'll agree with you. John Edgar says, I'd eat it too, but I wouldn't offend any UK friends by calling it that. Yeah, well, some people have no sensibilities. All right. It's just like, this is considered fondue. Yeah. Melty Velveeta brand queso blanco. Melted in a nice pan of hot water with chopped up Oscar Mayer wieners that, again, do not look like they've been cooked. Do you fondue? Do you fondue? Everybody loves the fondue when it's Velveeta, the world's worst freaking cheese in the world, with the stupid hot dog dipped in it. Brian McCann is a true American. He says, I'll insult anyone at any time. Damn right you will, sir, because this is America. The land of free speech and fuck yous. Yes. Anyway. Goodness gracious. Look at that. This is fondue. Vince says no. Bread. Not hot dog. So now we're getting even further into insulting the land of cheese and meats by saying that this is in fact fondue. Who says fondue has to be with bread? Huh? Huh? John Edgar says, okay, that's definitely, I'm hungry and literally have nothing else in my fridge food. Yes, you're probably partially correct. Oh, Vince Womack, the authority on fondue, says he's the one that says it has to be bread to be considered fondue. Oh, I get it. Brian McCann says, remember, I am Florida man. I'm Florida man. Brian McCann is Florida man. Dun, dun, dun. Whoosh. Anyway. Yeah. Vince, one last look at your fondue. Everybody knows that's you. Just going to claim that's you. Now, the next one is a guessing game. My son got this right off the bat after reading it, and it confused the ever-living hell out of him. For those of you who speak Spanish, yeah. What are we looking at here? Brian McCann says, fondue is the cheese. Yeah, but is Velveeta cheese? Because I don't think it is. I don't think Velveeta is cheese. So, let's just zoom out a little bit and see if we can figure out what this is, huh? Slashy helado. Slashy helado. Slashy helado. Roughly translated means sausage ice cream. Sausage ice cream. That's right. Who doesn't love a good sausage ice cream? This is sausage ice cream with bacon bits and french fries on top, by the way. I don't know what a salchipapa is, so at the risk of everything, we're going to go salchipapa. Let's see what this is. South American dish with sliced hot dogs or sausages and french fries. So there you go. There you go. Salchipapa is... Yep. Yep. John Edgar says, no, how do we... Now I know why we've not heard of it, because I have taste. Yes. Vince Womack hits us with this salchipapa. He says, a dish of melted cheese and wine served with a communal pot. Oh, this is for fondue. Oh, okay. Over a portable stove, heated with a candle or spirit lamp, eating by dipping bread and sometimes vegetables or other foods into the cheese. So the hot dog does, in fact, make it a fondue. You lose this round. Good sir. Thank you very much. But then again, there was no wine involved, so technically it's not fondue. Cheese and wine served in a communal pot. So, therefore, Vince is correct because there was no wine in the cheese that is not a fondue cheese. Well, Vince, point to you, sir. Point to you. Yeah, so we got the salchi helado, the sausage, French fries, ice cream here. Would you guys eat this? Would you eat this? Would you eat the sausage ice cream? Yes or no? Lightning round. You have until I move to the next image. Hail to TZ Burton. He says, hail, Corey, everyone. Hail, TZ Burton. Would you eat the sausage ice cream? Would you eat sausage ice cream? Would you eat sausage ice cream? You know you want to eat sausage ice cream. Brian says, No. Uh, Vince Womack still on the fondue says never did it with vegetables or any other food stuff. Okay. All right. John Edgar says no. Diablo Dame says nope. Yeah, that I think it's a resounding no for the salchipapa lovers in this area. There's no salchipapa. Like I would eat the salchipapa, but I don't know if I'd eat it ice cream style. You know what I mean? TZ Burton says no. Why not, bro? You guys don't like sausage ice cream up north. You guys don't like it in the land of the frozen. Hmm. Everybody said no. Everybody said no. Why would you say no? How about this one? How about this one? You know you guys would eat this until you find out what it is. Vince Womack says, if you insult European foods, I'm gonna defend it. Sometimes. Yeah, well, I got news for you, Vince. We're gonna be doing a European special in the future with European takes on American food. Yeah, it's gonna be great. If anyone has suggestions or submissions for What the Food stuff, make sure you find me on X, formerly known as Twitter. The handle is Talks a Lot Entertainment at TAL_ENT_YT. There you go. Check that out. Make sure you find me there. Send me your submissions for What the Food if you've got them. Brian McCann says sausage ice cream is like sticking your tongue to a frozen metal pole in winter, but you use your dong instead. Wow. Wow. But you use your dong instead. I like you, Brian. I like you. Now, Vince Womack says, just checked my calendar. Don't have time for that stream. Yeah, you know you'll be there. Yeah. Maybe I'll just make it an international special. Yeah, so in case you're wondering what this is, and you just don't want to hazard a guess, this is a hot dogs inside of Hot Pockets. The person claims it's kind of fire. I disagree. That just sounds like different flavors of diarrhea. Diarrhea pocket, as that one white guy once said. Martin Hedgecoke says bratwurst on non-flatbread. Yeah, you wish, buddy. Yeah, too much. Yep, yep. Too much hope on your part, hoping it was flatbread, but nope. It's a hot dog, overcooked hot dogs. Well, they're only slightly overcooked. Maybe not. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I don't know. But it's Hot Pockets. It's Hot Pockets. You know, like he's laughing, but he knows he would eat it. Vince says my guess was a pub pastry. Yeah, you wish. This is a Hot Pocket, an American dream Hot Pocket right here. Yummy, tasty, yum, yum. Vince Womack says never had Hot Pockets. You're lucky, sir. You are lucky. Hot Pockets are the nastiest freaking things that have ever existed, period. At least in my opinion. I would eat the testicle pizza before I ate a Hot Pocket again. Honestly. Brian McCann says homemade Hot Pockets with hot dogs are pigs in a blanket. Yeah, but those could at least taste good. All right. Those wouldn't give you Oregon Trail 3 level dysentery from consuming it. Snowed in or not, if you have hot dogs and you have Hot Pockets, don't combine them. Yeah. Yeah. Vince Womack says, that's what I thought, Brian McCann. Yeah. Hot Pockets are not good. No. Bleh. Martin Hedgecoke says, I'd rather do hot dogs and a tortilla with cheese like we used to do. Yes, indeed, sir. When we were children, we would do that all the time, and it was delicious. Way better than this nightmarish nastiness. Okay. I do have to ask who paints their nails brown, but that's a discussion for another time, I suppose. Hot dogs in Hot Pockets. And while we're on the subject of putting things inside of other things, it's not going to go there, ladies and gentlemen, even though it kind of looks like it. Yeah. Brian McCann says store Hot Pockets are bad. They arrive spoiled from de-thawing over and over. Yes, indeed. And I have never gone a single time after eating a Hot Pocket without having some kind of GI problem. Let's be honest. I know that's too much information, but yeah. John Edgar says Hot Pockets are kind of bleh. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. 100%. They're disgusting. They're nasty. The following thing makes up for that by being hamburgers inside of hot dogs. This is the pre-cooked product, and this is the finished product. And I got to be honest, this looks badass. I would eat the hell out of this. Like, yeah. Yeah, seriously. Martin says, whoa. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, indeed. Look at that. Yeah. This is the kind of thing you shove your meat inside of. Vince says burger boats. Hell yeah. John Edgar is laughing his ass off. Diablo Dame says, as a comedian once said, hot pocket for breakfast, hot pocket for lunch, and you're dead by dinner. Damn right. Martin Hedgecoke says, give me some of that. Yeah. Brian McCann says, ham dogs had it. It's great. I would get down on this. Absolutely. Boosh McFadden says, duck vaginas? What? What? John Edgar says, I'd eat it too, but they look like lady part burgers. Yeah, I know. John Edgar says, maybe that was too much information. Well, that's why it's here. Because it's weird and what the food. But yeah, somebody decided to split that bitch in half and fill it full of meat. Boosh McFadden says, my dinner was better. I got news for you, Boosh. Your dinner is always better. And I'm always sad that I don't get to share in it. Because you seem like one of the best cooks that could have ever existed. Brian McCann says, my drive-in movie theater makes them. Dude, that is a badass movie theater. Drive-in movie theater. I don't even know if we have any where I'm at anymore. Boosh McFadden says, pork chop, I can't pronounce that, with grilled veggies and couscous. Oh, that does actually sound pretty good. I can't, John Edgar says, someone needs to make a hamburger bun or burger roll this size and shape. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Boosh McFadden says, stop. No. Oh. Poivre. Poivre. I always forget the R doesn't exist. It's poivre. 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 Anyway, yeah. I would absolutely get down on these. And if I had a complimentary bun, that would actually, you could put this meat in between some buns, and that'd be pretty good. Yeah. Brian McCann says, Florida has the most drive-in theaters. That's awesome. I need to get down there and check that place out some. Boosh McFadden says, freaking French. Seriously. Seriously. Dang it, Christian. Yeah. See, I can't get over how good the finished product looks, though. I mean, that does look delicious. I would eat that every day if I had the chance. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. That was the last one I had there because I forgot to transfer over some stuff. So we're going to go here and, yeah. We're going to bust out the X feed right here. This is actually the last one I'm going to leave you guys with. And I want you to guess what's on this. Okay? This isn't the appetizer I posted on X for tonight's show. Make sure you're following me over there. Yeah. Do you guys know what this is? I bet you don't. Well, obviously it's a hot dog, but CZ Burton said those are meaty vajayjays. Yes, they were. They were indeed. They were indeed. And here's the glazed product thereafter. Boosh. I bet Boosh could actually identify this. He tried. He says, hot dogs with witch teeth. Yum. I'll give you a hint. It's a cheese, and it's a delicious melty cheese, but probably not a good pairing for hot dogs. Brian McCann says, to be honest, you would think the western states where it doesn't rain would have more drive-in theaters. Yeah, yeah, no. Vince Womack says, looks like camembert on cheese. Vince Bush McFadden says, nope. John Edgar says, I can't even tell what that is. And both Bush and Brian guessed correctly. It is, in fact, brie. You can tell by how it melted. That's kind of what gave it away. I don't know about you guys, but I personally don't put brie on my hot dogs. I like brie to be baked with a nice jam on top or something like that. It does go well with some meat stuff, but I personally prefer my brie with some sweet, like maybe so you could put some mango jelly on top of it while you're baking it, or some like fresh strawberry preserves or something like that. Slap it on some crackers. It's really good. I don't think you need to glaze up some hot dogs. You know what I mean? He says, Camo Bear, run! Uh-oh. Brie Larson's toe fungus. Thank you, TZ Burton. Thank you. Bush McFadden says, barf. Brian McCann says, Limburger cheese with hot dog. I agree with Bush. Barf. I'm not a fan of Limburger. And it has very little to do with the smell and stuff. It's just, I don't like it myself. Vince Womack says, Camembert is a French soft cheese. I will have to put that on my list of cheeses to try, because I love cheese in general, but, yeah. John Edgar says, TZ Burton is gross. Yeah, because he's like the Brie Larson's toe fungus. It's like, why would you even go there, bro? What the hell? Ew. That's icky. And in case you haven't seen it yet, make sure you check out the full-length version of the theme song we opened the show with. It's called What the Food Is That? It is available on YouTube and Rumble. Check it out. Brian McCann says, Limburger is nasty. It seems like it would be. It honestly seems like it would be.
Ew. Icky, icky poodoo.
Grossness. You know what I mean? Grossness. But ladies and gentlemen, that is everything we have for the night. Martin Hedgecock says, one man's nasty is another man's acquired taste. You're not wrong there. But like him, I don't know. Brian McCann says, Limburger tastes worse than it smells. I don't have a functioning sense of smell. I have a deviated septum from my nose being broken 3 separate times, and my sense of smell just doesn't work. So I have to go off of taste most of the time for that stuff. I can pick up a little bit of sense when it's like really strong chemical stuff, but I think that's because it burns the back of my throat. Yeah. Vince Womack says, what the food theme song? Check it out right here on YouTube. John Edgar, he says, have a good night, Corey. Hope to see you on Thursday Night Throwdown. Good evening, chat. I'll catch you guys later. I don't know if I will be on Thursday Night Throwdown tonight or not. Simply because I am working on a new piece of music. All right. It is a comedy song, but it is not like anything I have actually done before. I will give you a hint and say that when I'm done with this, Christian Delorme will enjoy this song a lot. It's something that will speak to him and Pope Metallicus and a lot of our other good friends over on Christian Delorme's Vinyl Revival. Those people who enjoy old school music will enjoy what I am making right now. Yes, sir. Martin Hedgecock says, have a good one, brother. Good show as always, my man. Always looking forward to the next one. Always great to see you, my friend. And stay tuned. We've got more specials for What the Food coming up. I've got 10 files, and my auxiliary file for just in case I can't make a show is nearing 30 What the Food things so far. So, yeah. Brian McCann says, if you do show up, bring the hot dogs for the gang to review. Your favorites. Yeah, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. But ladies and gentlemen, until next time, thank you, TZ Burton. Thank you. And I'll touch on this one more time before we end. All right. What the Food will be live on YouTube and uploaded to Rumble as a replay. And then the video game streams will be live on Rumble and uploaded to YouTube so I can play both sides of the algorithms or whatever it is over on Rumble and stuff like that. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, stay sexy, don't get murdered, and as always, have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.